What's up, guys? Today I am talking about the new Everything Everything album, A Fever Dream. This album came out recently. They're on tour with it right now, and I've been listening to it pretty nonstop for the past couple of weeks. I am by no means a day one Everything Everything fan. I didn't actually start listening to them until my brother showed me their 2015 album, Get to Heaven, which I am obsessed with. It's the closest thing to a perfect album I've heard in a long time. So if you don't know Everything Everything, I recommend that album to start with. It's amazing. But on to this one, Fever Dream. This album is really good. It's also very different in a lot of really good ways. This video might be shorter than my other videos because I don't really know how to talk about music, so we're going to find out how this goes. So Everything Everything with this album is kind of taking a step away from what I think they're best known for, which is these huge pop bangers with really, really catchy hooks that get stuck in your head like crazy, into something a little bit more sensitive. And in some ways they're really successful, and in some ways they're not. But I think it's important to note, and one of my favorite things about the album is that every song is not perfect, but every song is interesting and new, and they're trying things, and I like it a lot. So just kind of starting from the top, I think they did structure the album really smartly, though, because at the top, you have the first three tracks all in a row kind of really are what we're used to. They're big, huge, really catchy, really hardcore pop bangers, and they're awesome. Night of the Long Knives, Can't Do, and Desire, all three really, really great songs. It's also apparent right off the bat that they're using a little bit more of an electronic sound. A lot of their old stuff is just really kind of classic rock instrumentations, a lot of really, really great guitars. And there are those present in this album, but for example, on Can't Do, specifically, one of the best things about the song, in my opinion, is the production and these little electronic elements that you can hear in it right from the very beginning. Just give me a glimpse, I have to know. It's just a great beat right off the bat, and that beat like really drives the whole song. It's a really amazing song, and maybe my favorite on the album. So you have those first three, and then the track Big Game starts to show you what Everything Everything is trying in new ways with this album. It's really kind of sensitive, but it has this really awesome build to it, and it really goes somewhere. And then at the end, it's got this really incredible hardcore, like grungy guitar solo that is really, really great. Have that on Big Game. Same thing with Good Shot, Good Soldier. I like that song a lot. That's kind of sensitive, and then it goes somewhere. And then same thing with Run the Numbers, although Run the Numbers is a little bit more traditional, a little bit more poppy, like what they're used to doing. So you kind of have all six of the first tracks are really solid. But then for me, there's a little bit of a dip right after that. The next two tracks, Put Me Together and A Fever Dream, are just a little bit long-winded for me, particularly Put Me Together. It just doesn't really go anywhere, and it's definitely the most sensitive, kind of understated track on the album. And it's fine. It's good. It's just not particularly... It doesn't move me the way that their other tracks do. Fever Dream is slightly different. It's slightly better, I think, than Put Me Together. It goes somewhere, and it has some really cool instrumentation, but still, near the end, it just gets really repetitive. It's really long-winded. But right after that, we get to the last three tracks. We have Ivory Tower, we have New Deep, and White Whale are both, again, incredible. White Whale, next to probably Big Game, has the biggest build of the album. I think it's a really great way to end it. I think putting that song last was a really smart choice. So yeah, there's a weak spot right in the very middle, but on the whole, it's a really, really strong album. My favorite tracks, White Whale, Good Shot, Good Soldier, and Can't Do. Although all of them are pretty damn good. Least favorite tracks, Put Me Together and A Fever Dream. I really like where Everything Everything is going. I really like this album. I've been listening to it a lot. It's getting stuck in my head. So I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 stars. It was very close to 5 out of 5, but there's just one little misstep there in the very middle of the album. So that is A Fever Dream by Everything Everything. Let me know if you guys like this, if you want more music reviews, or if you want me to stick to movies and TV. Let me know that as well. And go listen to Everything Everything.